Hi there, I'm JeffYang from Group B2. So this is my Unit 7 project, a device called Meeting Active Apparatus, and this is the hero image. At first, in the primary research and secondary research, so I went to some studios and some place to sell furniture and some offers in London. And also when I back to Canada, I'm in Vancouver, I also try to access to some offers so I can do some primary research to find out what can I do for it. And I also interviewed some of my friend, family, and some stranger to know what they really want in the office. And here is many research about, and I find there's a chance about designing for people working in a office meeting. So basically, in the mega city, which means there's an international city, there's a lot of people from different nations to come to work together. For example, in London, there's like over 300 languages are spoken. For example, in a Eastern country meeting, for especially in China, Japan, and Korea, most of the employee prefer to try to speak at least as possible they can do in the meeting, so they can avoid having the risk for speaking something wrong about the boss or about the team. As you can see, there's a data about a CEO who grew up from China, worked in many countries in Europe and US. So she do a compare about how people from Asia work differently in the meeting for them. People from Asia prefer not to speak or speak less in a meeting. And I think this situation also happened in university and the place with full of international culture. So therefore, I think there's a need for a product that guide employees from different culture to participate in the office meeting discussion actively. So the design brief is basically for the meeting room, especially in the multiculturalism office in megacity. A product to encourage employees to actively speak, discuss, and take a stand in meeting. At first, I do a lot of initial idea about what can I do to encourage employee to communicate in the office, especially in the meeting. As you can see, I try to find many ways of products and do a lot of research about some existing products. In the first early concept, I make a device that can make people to rate the score for the meeting, that they can let people to comment about the idea or the direction of the project in the meeting. So this is a way to remove the embarrassment and try to encourage people to boost the atmosphere in the meeting. The second idea I made was a moving table. The table will move upward to letting people to have a way to stand up to speak, because I think standing up to speak is very different with sitting down. The way you to express your emotion with body language and your voice could be very different compared to sitting. And the third concept about is inspired by the Menti.com, the card vote system and the bank ATM number pad. So this is a small device to letting people to vote in the meeting to let people to know what their true thought is. So after I decided to do the concept, I start to mix the shape together to have a device to cover your hand. The reason I make a cover for it is because to protect the user's privacy, and therefore I start from finding out the shape of my product. Soon I find that I can do some reference on the tools and symbol. I really like the symbol for a connection. It looks like a Z, and with this symbol I start to using the shape for this to make my products. After designing the very first shape, I start to make a design for the control panel, which is the keypad. I need some button to control the device, so I start making it with a hand raising button, agreed and disagreed button, and some number button. This is my very first initial design. You can see there's like a mini rectangle box with the button inside. After the testing for the model and doing the discussion with others, I know that I have to reduce the size because the table size on the office and the meeting room is limited. Also, I have to do more detail with the cover so they can really protect the user privacy and letting them to use it more easily. This is the second design of my product. I make it to a smaller size and make the cover is removable. This is the sketch model of it, and still it is too large for putting on the table, and therefore I have to reduce it again and fit more for the situation. This is the third design of my product. I add a curved line on it and make a little bit change for it. I also make an adjust for the light tube and add the Type-C charger port on it. Also, the button was changed because of the style. I want to make it more fitted to the mood in the office meeting. Here is a cutting diagram I draw for the inside of the design. I use this perspective drawing to let me to do more detail about the CAD model later and do the next sketch model for it. And this is the 3D printing model. And as you can see, this is very detailed and totally one-to-one size. This is the digital model and the rendering. And this is the product guide, basically using the Type-C to charge the device. Using the website, entering the code on the device to connect it to the website and the device. And this is all the guide and description about my product. Here is a storyboard about it. I use this to explain how my product can make the situation different in a meeting. And I think that's all for it. Yes, thank you so much.